There's a dark secret that not everyone tells you in the technology world. Well, if you've looked at the latest trends in the 10 years, you can see that almost everyone's becoming a software engineer, everyone's becoming a programmer, and everyone's saying it's light and flowers, but nobody tells you the dark side of it. Well, personally, everyone knows that I've been in this realm for the past 9 years, and basically what I've come to learn is that it has a dark side as well. It will be good, it pays good, it's actually, I cannot say it's a stress-free job because it has lots of stress. It comes with it. But what it has a really dark side to it that not a lot of people mention enough. And the idea is you got to tackle these problems early and you got to understand what not to do in the early phases. Because if you don't, you'll get stuck like 99% of the programmers nowadays. What a lot of people don't tell you is that all these people who have these remote jobs, who have all these remote professions, they are able to stay all day in the front of a computer. The good part is they like it, but the worst part is that over time it will be harder for you to socialize and get out with other people. A lot of these people are stuck into their computers all day. They do the work, they go watch some series, some TV shows or a movie, play video games, and that's it. That's where their day ends. And let's say for a year, you can do it for a year, but over time it will decentralize you. It will desocialize you from other people. I talked in the previous video that you can build some really good technical skills, you can be really good at technical stuff, but it will be much harder for you to develop the soft skills. The skills that are needed to talk to people, to create new relationships. There's obviously a bias in perspectives here, because if you're asking a software developer like, hey, do you like this? Do you like staying at home for fun? They will say yes. And if you start mentioning it to them, hey, you gotta go out more, you gotta see the sun, you gotta press the ground a little bit, they will have their own, they will be biased towards it because they will tell you, no, it's actually really good, I don't do this, I don't do that. But that's not about what life is. Life is to have like this balance of the good things and not bad things, I can say, but the bad things. Let's keep it at that. You gotta have a balance between both. If you're working, you get good money, but you have no life and you don't have no goal, only to make money, is that also a good thing? If you don't learn how to invest it, though, if you don't learn how to create relationships with people, like to start a business ever in your life, is it worth it? Because if you're making that good money and you look into like, hey, let's start a business, and the business doesn't generate the same amount of money, it will not. I'm telling you for sure. In the beginning, you will have some really hard phases to like go into. But if the business doesn't generate enough money, you will say, hey, I gotta quit the business because I'm making more money here. People who have like been doing business for the last, let's say 10, 20 years, they will show you that the early phases of a business are really hard, but once you get the hang of it, you will have fun doing it and you will start having more free time because all the processes will be automatized. You will have a really good challenge between good and bad experiences. You will have really good experiences, as I said, like the financial system is actually good. Companies are trying to give really good benefits to all the tech geeks out there. If you're willing to work, they're willing to give you the money. All the biggest companies, corporates in the world are from tech, literally right now, except Louis Vuitton, but that's another thing. We have the good experiences on which you will get a job, you will have more time to do like personal stuff and eat. I don't know, but if you're looking at these YouTube videos that everyone does, like what does a software engineer do in a day? Everyone's eating, like always. They're always eating, getting a smoothie, going walking. The other thing is you will have also lots of bad experiences. No one can guarantee you will have all good employees, all good colleagues that will help you in everything. It actually will be the total opposite because everyone's looking to be promoted to, let's say, manager or a senior developer or team lead or anything like that. And everyone will try to tackle you. They will try to be better than you. They will try to give you more tasks and like credit themselves. Actually, some companies also have that toxic environment where everyone just hates each other. They're only there for the money. They don't have a vision. They're not looking to go forward. They're not looking to do anything. But that's just how some companies are. It will be a mix of all these experiences, but you should try your best to get them all the good experience. Try to avoid the bad experiences. If you see a hostile environment, try to get out of it as soon as possible. Money isn't worth it because it will bring you problems much later on. You will probably learn it yourself the hard way because not a lot of people listen to these advices. If you have a vision, if you have imagination, if you have a vivid imagination and you have like you have a creative mind, it will be harder for you because all the tasks delegated to you will be forced upon you by a team lead or like a manager or someone else, and you will not be able to like express your creativity. And the other thing is, you are working for someone else. I'll just put it as that. I won't go around the bush. It's just as simple as that. You're not working for yourself. You're working for someone else. You're fulfilling someone else's dream. The app that you're developing right now may be really interesting, but you will know that in 10 years' time, if you're not working at the company, he's going to earn money from the app, not you. If you're getting like a percentage on every project that you're doing, it's a whole different story. But you will be paid a really good base salary, so probably the company won't give you a percentage. You will always have that thought in your head. What if I had done it for myself? What if I did it myself? Maybe I'd be a billionaire. But it's not just about the money. It's about something that you create and will stay with you forever, even after you die. What I'm trying to say is, when you have that mindset, when you know that you're working for someone else and instead you should be working on your own business, my best advice that I could give you is, don't quit the job, just start your business. If you're working 8 hours at the job, you have 1 hour pause, you've finished your lunch, blah, blah, blah. As soon as you get home, 1 hour pause, let's say, even better if you don't do pauses, and get to work. Get onto your project, get onto your business, even if it's not a registered business, even if it's just an idea. Work into it. Try to develop it. Even if you don't have the resources, which you probably will have to create an application, because you have the mind, you know the technical skills, and you probably know how to code an app until this point. If you don't, you know the place to go. Don't fulfill someone else's dreams. Try to fulfill yours first, because you will never be totally fulfilled if you're just working for someone else. Most of the programmers I know, they started like this. They transitioned only from an idea to a hobby. Like, they loved like to code something on the side, then they transitioned to a job, then maybe they transitioned into a business. For me, it's a different story. I immediately started with business. I started with contracts, but not a full-time job, and I immediately launched my business. So it was a different journey for me. Harder probably, of course, but it was different. Over time, you will see that you will have lots of stress and lots of different challenges. You will have this mental fatigue. Like, if you're a construction worker, I would understand. Like, your body doesn't work anymore. But it's a whole different story when your mind doesn't. Like, you will start getting mental fatigue often, because not a lot of these people that love their job, they won't tell you that the amount of times where they cannot write even a small piece, a line of code, happens really often. Because your mind can only work through a limit. If you start breaking your limits, you won't be able to perform the same as you were in the beginning of the day. And that is something you should be really careful of. You should really look into mental fatigue. If you see your mental fatigue declining, stop immediately. Just go watch the sunrise, if that gets you the mind of the work. But this job, this whole directive, it comes with its own challenges and stress. Sometimes you have extensive loads of work, extensive hours of work. Maybe you won't work 8 hours, you'll work like all 24 hours if needed. And you gotta understand that you gotta really take care of yourself when that time comes, because as I told you before, you have a limit. If you break your limit, who knows what will happen next. Basically, there's different levels of expectations. As soon as you climb up the ranks, expectations will be different for you. People will expect from you to be better, to finish stuff faster, and that will definitely help with the stress that will come upon you. But you gotta understand, in the end, it's just a job. If it was your business, I'd understand. I have my own business. I really deeply care about it, but it's different when you have a business. It's different when you work for someone else's business. The main contributor to the stress would be the deadlines. If you're not meeting deadlines, you're not getting bonuses, you will not getting the rise of the payment. But the most important thing in the end is that you should never decline your mental health for the job. Give your best effort, try your best work, but never give up yourself. So in conclusion, there's lots of different stuff that people don't tell you. It's not all like flowers and brightness and sun. Sometimes it's rainy. It will not be the best mood, but it's not something that's impossible. Just take care of yourself, give your best effort, and let it go. If anything happens, it happens. So for anything, like always, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so whenever I post it comes to you. And as always, this is Egji, signing off.